everyone, welcome back to my channel. Peachysenpai here. Today I'm going to be building 3 different builds for you guys to kind of showcase the businesses and hobbies expansion pack that was recently released. I was able to get this pack for free, so that is why I'm making this video, but I just want to say that I actually do like this expansion pack. I like how it adds more gameplay elements and different hobbies and businesses, of course, for your Sims. And you know, I think I really want to do a gameplay. I'm not sure what kind, but I think I want to do a gameplay. One other thing I want to say is that I think I want to also get the for rent pack to see if I'll be able to actually use all of these different businesses with different households. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I really do want to try it out and see. And since there is a sale currently going on, I will probably be using that to get the for rent pack, as well as another one I think is cottage living, but they're currently 50% off. I think there's some packs and kits up to 60% off. So I'll be taking advantage of that sale and getting that for rent pack. So since there is a sale going on, you guys can use my code so that I earn from you guys' purchases. It's not a coupon code, but I do earn when you guys use my code peachysenpai0. In the beginning of this video, I did start with the public area in the bathrooms, but I'm not going to be showing the rest of that. This is my first time actually getting back into building after I've downloaded way too much CC, so I'm actually quite overwhelmed. I need to go through everything and see what I'm going to be deleting because my build by folder is very old. So I have a lot of things that I don't think, my voice crack of course, that I don't think I'll be using. But getting started on the first build, I'm going to be doing a salon. I found these really cute hairstylist kind of vibe mirrors. I think they're by Black Sims, X Black Sims, question mark. I'm going to put it on the screen because I'm not really sure. But I know I wanted to do other businesses besides a tattoo artist and a clay studio, if you will. Okay, so the first one I'm going to be doing is this beautiful salon. I did give all of these businesses kind of a very, in my opinion, a very feminine vibe or a feminine look. This one is very mature and very unprofessional. Okay, I have my I don't even know what it's called. I have my certification to be a stylist. That's what this first build kind of gives. And I think it took me quite a while to actually get this done. Like I said, I was overwhelmed with the amount of CC that I had in game. Oh, I didn't see that shadow there. Anyway, I was overwhelmed with the amount of CC that I had. So I was in and out of the game fixing things. There was some crashes. There was some freezing because I have a lot of CC in my game. Okay. And I need to go through everything and figure out what's working and what's not. Okay. And what I'm not going to use. Yeah. So I got these not vanity chairs, but they're massage or salon chairs by Pixel Vibes. They have one that comes with the washing bowl and one that doesn't. They're both functional, and so you can do manicures and things in the chairs. I have tested out this room. Everything in here is functional. You can still use it. I just wanted to make sure that they'll still be able to use these chairs even if they're up against the wall and things like that. So when you walk into the salon, I wanted to give it the vibe of my loctician's salon. She has a cute suite that's kind of off the road from where I used to live. When you walk in, there is the checkout counter, of course, where you pay for your services and all that good stuff, for the remainder of your services after you get a retwist or whatever style you're going to be getting. And so I wanted to give it that vibe as well. She has a lot of very Afrocentric art hanging on the walls and things like that, which is why I wanted to use these mirrors so badly. But there were, oh my goodness, I could not get these shelves to work for the life of me. I wanted to have quite a lot of, not skincare items, I don't know why I was going to say that, hair care items in the background so that, if a patron would like to, they could purchase some of the salon's select hair care, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so the stylist, whoever that will be, is actually has her own hair care line, and so she is selling those in her salon and also doing hair. So yeah, how long did this take me? This one took me a while, and so in between each one I was kind of finding things that I would like to use for possible other businesses. I'm thinking also a bakery slash a coffee shop. I did see a lot of content for that as well from the expansion pack. I also wanted to really make, oh my goodness, I really wanted to make a gaming kind of lounge, and I wanted this to have kind of GameStop vibes. So I think that'll also be another build that I'm gonna put into a little small build series. Okay, like I said, I don't build much, so this is quite a challenge for me to be able to build small rooms like this that are still functional and still give the vibe of being a business, if you will. So yeah, I think the hardest part was probably decorating the walls. I think Sims really needs to separate wall decals separate from other wall I don't know, features and stuff. And also a lot of CC creators don't really tag their items that well, so they'll be in every category, but I digress. Moving on to some of the finishing touches. I started with the blank base for all of these rooms. They were all white, but I did end up giving them white marble floors and changing some of the wallpapers for each of the businesses, because I'm thinking like if you wanted this to be your business, you'd probably want to put some peel and stick wallpaper up so that it matches the aesthetic of your business. And yeah, so like I was saying, I wanted this business or the salon to look kind of similar to what my loctician suite looks like, and it's very small, but at the same time it has everything you need in it. So I'm thinking like salon chairs, shampoos, and things like that. You also need hair dryers, which I think those hair dryers are also by Pixel Vibes. And then I did try my hand at the tool mod by T-Mix, because I also used the build by mode. As you guys can see, my menu is really tall because I use better build by. And on this part right here, I was thinking, you know what, maybe I can have some decor sims for, you can probably hear me messing with my hair in the microphone, so sorry. I was thinking I was going to use like some deco sims to give it the aesthetic that like there's people in here for business, but I decided against that. Each of the suites also does have their own ticket kiosk, which I did notice that you can't have more than one business open on the same lot, which I think is a little odd. Hear me out. If someone can make a mod where you have all of the businesses on one lot open, that'd be great. And the reason I want it for rent is so that I can have multiple households living on this lot. Say 2 people bought this lot, they bought the suite together, split it, whatever, but there's 2 different households living in 2 different units on top of the suites. Anyway, so moving on to the final looks of the salon. Actually, I think I did go back in and change some things, and quite a few of my little cupcakes kept disappearing, and I think my entire shelf actually disappeared, because while I was figuring out what was working and what was not, I did load the game up a couple of times with my build by folder out of the game. But yeah, when you first walk in, there is a little treat and coffee and drink station. Like I said, there's snacks and things for if you get a little hungry, or maybe you didn't have time to eat before your salon visit. My loctician also had this feature in her salon, so I thought that was really cute. As you guys can see, we have all of the hair care items, all of the blow dryers and hair straighteners if need be. We've also got baskets for used towels. We've also got fresh towels up under the desks and things. If you guys hear playing, so sorry. Literally, I haven't heard any planes in a while. Kind of iffy about that right now with the current climate that we're in, which also kind of plays into why I haven't been uploading, as well as current living situation. Y'all, at this point, it's not even an excuse. It's like beyond my control when I can have quiet time. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with my PC. But it's literally disconnected my HDMI twice already, like from my monitors. I don't know if it's my monitors or what, but this is not really the first time. I would say it does kind of go to sleep by itself, but this is something different. I don't know. It's not recognizing that I'm using the computer at the moment, so it's a little bit weird. Anyway, if you guys like the salon, let me know. I probably will include this as a build that you can download if you're interested. So let me know if you guys would like to have this downloaded. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of different businesses on this lot. So when I'm done with it, if you guys are interested, download it with all the CC, let me know, and I can do that for you guys. For the tattoo studio, tattoo parlor, if you will, I really wasn't sure which direction I wanted to go. And so at first, I just kind of picked up from my memory what a typical tattoo parlor looks like, and it does have often a very masculine feel. There's often dark walls, maybe some brick, kind of industrial, but I didn't want to do that for my tattoo studio. I have seen on TikTok quite a lot of more modern looking tattoo studios, as well as some kind of girly feminine ones, and some that are specifically for anime. Okay, and so that's the vibe I ended up going for, a very girly kind of anime vibe. But that was after I had put a little bit of work into the build. Okay, I wanted to use as many of the items from the expansion pack as possible, so that's what I did. And also, I don't have any other tattoo tables, so I had to use the one that came with the expansion pack. As far as anything else that I needed as far as decor did also come from the expansion pack. And yeah, I think it came out nicely. It's very bright in there, so you have plenty of lighting. You can see your beautiful tattoos, and I put a little mirror station in the corner so you can look at your full body, arm, leg tattoos when you're done. I probably will add more mirrors, but there's not really that many mirrors in a tattoo studio. I've only been to a tattoo parlor, like I will say 4, because I've had I almost said nose piercing, but my sister did that for me. I have 3 tattoos, two small ones on my arm and then a small one on my leg that my sister did, so that one doesn't count. And then I've also had my nipples pierced before, so that one happened in a tattoo parlor, of course, or like a piercing studio. I wasn't going to be doing that at home. That's crazy. And I would say my pain tolerance is not that high, but it's also not that low. I would say the pain level was probably a 4 out of 10, I think I've felt things more painful, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a migraine was more painful than a nipple piercing, but that's just me, okay? And then I've had quite a few, or like I went to a tattoo studio before, like with someone else getting a tattoo. I've also got my little tattoos done in the suite style thing, and that was a long time ago. Oh my goodness, that was like my 21st birthday or 18th. I don't even remember. That's how long ago it was. But I've had these tattoos for a long time, and I really want to get some more piercings. I'm thinking getting my nose re-pierced on both sides. Also want to get another nose piercing, like where it's on the tip of the nose. I forget what it's called, but I think my nose tip is probably too small for that, too narrow. I have a wide bridge nose, kind of wide set nostrils, if you will, but the tip of my nose is not very wide, so I'm not sure that will work. Anyway, I digress. So as you guys can see, at this point I started going for more of a girly vibe, and so I'm doing a lot of bright things, and I had all of these wall decals, so I used pretty much every single one of them, and I ended up doing 3 different sections for the tattoo artists who will work here. Yes, we are a very inclusive tattoo studio. We tattoo anybody, any skin color, okay? We're probably gonna have black tattoo artists working here, probably all female sims. We shall see. Femme presenting, so that people feel more comfortable, you know, taking their tops off. When I got my nipples pierced, I had a female piercer do it, but also I really wouldn't mind like getting pierced by a guy if it's, you know, something private, if you will, but it's really not that big of a deal to me. I've had my experience with nipples, okay? So I don't think it's that big of a deal. And then again, I wanted to make it very girly, very cutesy, so I did my best to use lots of bright kind of decor on the walls. My computer has one more time to turn off on me, and then I'm just gonna break it. I'm just kidding. I love this thing. Anyway, yeah, so that's part of like why I've been kind of MIA for a while. I took a couple days to build a PC, okay? And then I also am working on a very large sim commission, so that is also taking up quite a bit of my time, as well as like everyday life things, okay? I'm trying to get back active. I'm trying to get back fine, y'all. And I'm just trying to figure out a way to multiply my income so that I can get up out of here. No hate, but I absolutely need my own place. This living situation is not ideal in any way, shape, or form, but I'm gonna have to keep moving my mouse around so my computer doesn't think it's like supposed to sleep. Anyway, so like I said, I wanted this space to be for 3 tattoo artists, so I did space it out as best I could. I wanted the tattoo studio, the tattoo parlor. I keep saying studio, the tattoo parlor. Oh, what else did I make? The big rooms, the salon, and then there's something else that's in a really big room, but there is something else that I think I want to make for not safe for work build, and that is going to be you know, an adult store, so it'll have all kind of things in there, if you guys know what I mean. But that is going to be, of course, for my 18 up crowd. Obviously will not include any of that custom content for those to download who are not over 18. It'll probably be like an 18 plus post on my Patreon, so if y'all interested in seeing me build a sex shop, just let me know and I can do that for y'all. Oh yeah, so I think the flooring and the walling in this build was the most difficult for me to choose, just because I wasn't really sure how I wanted it to look, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still wanted to give it that kind of industrial vibe with the brick walls, but I still wanted it to be kind of customized to the tattoo artists who will be working here. And this is kind of like a tattoo parlor slash piercing studio. You know, I feel like 3 friends work here and they all are tatted up. They got lots of piercings, you know, and or they don't have to have both. But if you guys are interested in me creating 3 sims that can work here, that will be cool. Also, I'm still trying to figure out if the tattoos are functioning properly. I do have an issue with removing them in Create a Sim at this point, since the tattoos are kind of different with the expansion pack. I'm doing my best with the new camera angles and things like that. Y'all tell me why, if y'all haven't noticed, which you probably have. For some reason, they zoom in to the nails, like the hands, for bracelets and rings. Y'all know dang well that we are downloading more than just rings and bracelets in those categories. So why did y'all do the camera like that? I think Northern Siberia Winds is probably going to be the first one to fix that if it's possible, because they also have the control position mod where, you know, they have the standstill, they keep the sim from rotating when you put on different tattoos, and they also have like the custom nail poses. Oh yeah, so for each of the tattoo artists, I wanted to kind of give them an aesthetic as far as the kind of tattoos they do. And I don't know the technical terms for this, but I would say the first tattoo artist in that left studio would probably do, and this is not the final review, because I did actually go back and change the dividers to be white. I think more people will also come up with different neon signs, and there's probably already some that exist, but I'll probably look for like piercing. I don't even know if that's possible. A piercing neon sign? We'll see. Piercing and tattoo and symbolish. I'm sure that there was already like tattoo mods and stuff before this expansion came out, which is oddly suspicious. But this is how the tattoo parlor came out. It was like a little tour, if you will. So if you guys are interested in purchasing this suite or renting out this suite, you can definitely head to the main office to do so. Anyway, so when we first walk in, we have our cute Sailor Moon tapestry, and we've got the checkout counter so you guys can pay the remainder of your balance after you've paid your deposit, of course, and you can tip as well. So you can tip your tattoo artist, okay? For the first stall, I wanted to give this tattoo artist kind of a, you know what, I'm not even sure what it's called, like an alt vibe kind of tattoo style. But yeah, I had to zoom into the tattoo chair just so you guys can get a view of what it actually looks like. It looks kind of suspect, I'm not gonna lie. But that's just me being a little bit perverted. And so yeah, in the middle section, I did like just a chair and a stool for those who want to get like an arm tattoo, so they'll be sitting up. The tables are more so for those who will be getting back tattoos, leg tattoos, arm tattoos that are large, so they'll need to lay down. This tattoo artist on the far right does very cutesy, very bold color tattoos, and of course they love Hello Kitty and Cinema Roll, all that Sanrio kind of things. I love this Hello Kitty rug, was so cute, like a Chopper, Tony Chopper Hello Kitty rug. I need that in real life, okay? And then for the middle artists, we have like a mixture of the two. So they kind of do grunge, but they also do very cutesy tattoos because they have a little bit more range, okay? And then moving on to the last build, I'm going to be doing a ceramics / pottery store. This is where you can come in and actually make ceramics as well. I wish this was a bigger studio so that I could fit multiple tables, and I'll probably go back to try to fit more tables, but this build ended up coming out very nicely, very homey. I wanted to give it a more traditional vibe with a lot of wood color, well, a lot of different wood tones, but also wanted to make it kind of earthy, if that makes sense. You guys will see what I mean. I really do not build that much, so I did struggle with the wood colors, but my sister was saying just mix them up, so that's what I did, okay? I grabbed a bunch of random ceramic looking decor items to stock the shelves, and I will say, on the first day that I had one of the Sims open this pottery studio, because I charge hourly, of course, for you to come in and make your own things. When I first opened the studio, the Sim actually made $645, okay? So I did that dang thing. Not that many people really bought items, okay? But as you can see, when you're stocking it, it has a price tag on it to let you know like Sims will be able to buy this in the game. But yeah, I wanted to make it look very realistic, like this was definitely made out of clay and then glazed and put into the kiln. Oh my goodness, I wish I could do that kind of stuff. I wish I could do a lot of things, but I need more space, more time, more money, unfortunately. Yeah, I ended up doing a lot, or making a lot of changes to the studio. I ended up taking a lot of things out because I have Wicked Whims installed, so I had to make sure a lot of my stuff wasn't showing up. I don't have the time to be blurring everything, okay? I really don't. But I think for the ceramics, I wanted to have one cabinet that was mostly bowls and plates and cups and things of that nature, and then the other one was more so sculptures, if you will. Okay, so those are the more pricey items. And then in this corner, I had a few things from Bambi, I think it is, or Crescent Kitty, I'm not sure, but they're more so I don't know what the print is called. I'll put it on the screen if I can find the name for it. But I wanted those to be like very select, high-priced items, okay? And I don't think your Sims can buy this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they can purchase that. But if there's a way that they can purchase it, I'll make that happen. Now, like I was saying, I wanted this build to be a little bit more traditional, so I did put some jute rugs in here, as well as some tassel traditional pattern rugs, or a traditional pattern front there, and I think it came together very nicely. Like I was saying, I wanted to give each of the rooms characters, so each of the little wall hooks for the employees and owner look a little bit different, and as far as the things that I hang up on there, they also look a little different. The ceramic store didn't take as much time. This was the last one I did, so I had a little bit more, I had to play test it of course, but I had a little bit more memory of where everything was and exactly what I was looking for. And I think the search bar was really helpful when I was building these rooms, because there was specific things I'm looking for, specific things I needed, so I wanted to make sure I had them in here. And then yeah, I did go back and change the walls just because it didn't look as traditional enough, and I absolutely had no decor on the walls, so I had to go change that as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure what aesthetic this ceramic store gives, but it's kind of thrifty. I like the way that it looks like these are items that were thrifted. You know, everything's handmade. As you guys can see when you walk in, we have the checkout counter, which I'll probably do that same thing for each of the suites just because it makes sense, okay? When you walk over here to this first shelf, you have a couple of different items you can buy, mostly cups and bowls, like I said, plates. And then in the other shelf, we have some vases, more higher priced items. And in the corner, we have the higher priced items, the most expensive items. We have a workbench, we have a pottery wheel, and also a kiln back here for those who would like to make their own items. The final vinyl review. We have the welcome sign, and for each of the suites I gave them a number, and I also gave them a cute welcome sign or something to indicate what this suite is. You know, maybe you're walking in, you're a little bit lost, and you're like, you know what, if everything else has a different sign, this is probably the pottery studio. I might center that picture. It's fine, that's too much. It looks good the way it is. I really like it. I think the huge window back here is a nice touch, even though it doesn't have any blinds. I forgot about that. Dang it. We're not going to be changing anything, okay? Not right now. But it looks good the way it is. Let me know what other businesses you guys are interested in seeing. Like I said, I really want to do a bakery because I had all those cupcakes and stuff in the salon, so I think it'd be fitting to also have a business that sells those items. Don't forget that there is a sale going on. It is going on until March 27th, and if you would like to participate in the sale, don't forget to use my code peachysenpai0 so that you can help continue to grow my channel. Thank you so much to my patrons for your continuous love and support. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Literally always waving. I need a new camera.